Welcome to Ask the Lawyer International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. We hope you enjoy the show, which features immigration visitors visa, starting and doing business in New York, entertainment and business visas, religious visas, and much more. Whether you are outside the U.S. or have family in New York, the number to call, share, and keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.
Welcome to Ask the Lawyer, your premier Jamaican radio show dedicated to unraveling the complexities of the U.S. immigration system. Hosted by me, Ashley Dawkins, a proud Jamaican national, alongside esteemed New York-based immigration attorney Brian Figueroa, who brings over a quarter century of specialized experience. Together, we explore the benevolent aspects of America's immigration laws. Tune in to Ask the Lawyer for insightful guidance through the intricate world of immigration.
Good day, good day, good day. My name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. You got questions, we got answers. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. Immigrants, people coming to the United States of America, has occurred hundreds of years. In modern times, we have more people coming from the Caribbean, Africa, Latin America, Asia. By the year 2050, the majority of Americans will be, 51% of America will be of these groups. Yes. Doesn't mean that they're going to control wealth or they're going to get the best opportunities like white immigrants, but that is what the Census Bureau of the United States of America has predicted. Not everyone who immigrates to the United States of America run across the border. And if you have to run across the border, obviously make sure you could run quickly because, hey, it's a big issue there now. And people come here, as we know, across the border, mostly on asylum issues. Those are people who cannot get a visa to come to the U.S. Whether it is a visitor's visa, a work visa, it is very difficult to get a visa to come to the U.S. in the U.S. consulate in other countries. The criteria that they use is your income, your intent. Do you really intend to return from America, or you just want that visa to come here and stay here? So if you're coming on vacation, a B1, B2 visa, do you really want to return? How much money you have in your bank account? Have you committed any crimes? But most important, what is your intent? Are you married or single? If you're married, they will believe you're going to come back home. If you're not, they believe you may stay here. What do they use? What test do they use to determine whether or not you're going to come back to your home country? This is what they do at the various consulates, U.S. consulates throughout the world when they determine what is your intent to return. When you come here on a student visa, do you have at least 1 year's tuition and living money, for room, board, whatever, saved? How are you going to pay it in the future and currently? Who's going to make those payments? Your parents? Do they have the financial resources for it? Importantly, do you intend to return to your home country if you were to get that F1 status? Similarly, for various visas, work visas, H-1B, G visas, J visas, the alphabet, what we call them, what is your intent? Do you qualify? These are the issues that we speak about when we consult with persons outside the United States of America. So yes, we do give consultations before they go to the U.S. consulate. Why? Because you have to be guided correctly in order to qualify for these visas. We also give you handouts, i.e. talking points that you need to look at, you need to read, and need to discuss with us during the consultation. These consultations can be scheduled at the law firm of Figure and Associates website at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. No, it's not a free consultation. And when you are prepared, and we like to have our clients prepared, whether it be immigration law, bankruptcy law, real estate transactions, matrimonial issues, personal injury, civil rights, workers' compensation, we like an educated client. Yes, the more educated the client is the better we could serve that client. And we don't expect the client to know all the questions that they need to ask, and we actually give them the questions that they should be asking us. Yes. I think we got an international call right now. Can't suspend the show, but hey. Again, my name is Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates. This is Ask the Lawyer. The number to call, the number to keep, the number to share is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. You could call, leave a message, or you will be answered immediately at that number. For those of you in other country, obviously WhatsApp is a good medium to use. You could go to the website, read some of the the different areas of practice, go to our immigration website, read, and schedule your consultation at www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us, and we will work with you. We have worked with many different areas of law. For example, all those teachers that come from other countries on the J visa. How long is the J visa for? What family member could come with me? What about the hardship requirements? How could you, the 2-year requirements in terms of going back to your country? What if I want to go to a H-1B visa? What are the hardship? How do we get around that 2-year requirement? Should I come on a J or a H? There are many schools in America, public and private, recruiting teachers. There are many hospitals that are short-staffed for registered nurses. How do I, get my certifications? What should I have when I come to the U.S. on those various visas is what we could discuss. Obviously, when you do the research, when you read our materials, you have a better chance of succeeding on getting those visas. And not everyone, obviously, is going to be looking after your interests. When you call for a consultation and when you work with the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, you are our client. Not the employer, you are the employee. So we give advice that is in your best interest, not in the best interest of other organizations. Yes. And this is very important. So, as we have said earlier, whether you come in here on a P visa, the entertainer's visa, yes. Whether you come in here on the J, whether you like to do the H1B or H2B, give us a call. Schedule that consultation. Your family member here in the U.S., if you have them here, we could do a Zoom, or we could do a conference on various lines. Again, the number to call, the number to keep, the number to share for the law firm of Figueroa and Associates is 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845. Our website for the law firm Figaro and Associates, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. Thank you.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, ask the lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
The United States is consistently ranked among the best internationally for its competitiveness. Are you planning to start a new business or branch of your business in New York? Attend our Chamber Coalition's 5-week webinar series, Small Business Sense Bootcamp. We provide education and business preparation for small business owners and startups. Learn the basics of business planning, how to finance your business, business credit, marketing, and social media strategies, small business solutions, legal, tax, accounting, banking, and insurance, and how to do business within New York City, New York State, and corporations. Register at startupsbootcamp.eventbrite.com.
Divorce, separation, support, custody. The common factor? They keep you up at night. Sleep well knowing that you have the law firm of Figaro and Associates on your side through this difficult time. Don't divorce your money. Don't divorce your children. Divorce your spouse. Whether it's a contested or uncontested divorce, the law firm of Figaro and Associates will guide you through every step of the process. From child custody to property and debt concerns, the law firm of Figaro and Associates has the experience and expertise in handling cases involving significant assets and complicated issues. A divorce can be one of the most unpleasant experiences a person ever has to go through. Don't do it alone. Stop the sleepless nights and call the law firm of Figaro and Associates, 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845, or visit 311divorce.com. That's 311divorce.com. At the law firm of Figaro and Associates, a divorce is not the end, it's a new beginning.
You are listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figaro and Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Hello, my name is Mary Campbell, legal assistant at the law firm of Figaro and Associates, and your presenter with this week's immigration news. We begin with USCIS reissues temporary rule to extend work permits for 800,000 immigrant workers. Thousands of immigrant workers with pending work permit renewals and their employers breathed a sigh of relief last week. On April 8, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, issued a temporary rule that automatically extends the validity period of their work permits for up to 540 days, or about a year and a half. This amends an existing regulation, which provides workers with an automatic extension of up to 180 days. USCIS issued this rule to prevent any lapses in employment for nearly 800,000 workers that could have resulted from the agency's processing backlogs. Immigrants contribute billions to federal and state taxes each year. Without fail, each tax day a prevalent myth resurfaces that conceals the truth about immigrants' contributions to federal, state, and local taxes. Bolstered by social media and other outlets, it misleadingly asserts that immigrants, particularly those who are undocumented, evade taxes. The facts don't back up these claims. Immigrants, including undocumented immigrants, pay taxes. Our analysis of the 2022 American Community Survey, ACS, found that immigrants in the United States have a combined household income of $2.1 trillion and contribute $382.9 billion to federal taxes and $196.3 billion in state and local taxes, leaving them with $1.6 trillion in spending power. Meanwhile, in New York, hundreds of Africans convene at council hearing on Black migrants. New African arrivals, many with specific dietary and language needs, need stronger support from the city's response systems. Advocates have warned for months. Hundreds of African migrants descended on City Hall the morning of Tuesday, April 16, ahead of a city council hearing on the experiences of Black migrants arriving in the 5 boroughs. Word about the hearing spread through WhatsApp messages and groups, as did some misinformation. Several migrants who spoke with the city said they thought the council might vote to give them work permits. One teen shared a WhatsApp video in French incorrectly telling people they would be given $5,000 or $10,000 debit cards for food supplies. I came to find out, said the 18-year-old from Guinea, who shared only his nickname, Abe. Others said they'd come to support those testifying on their behalf. We're here, we don't work, we're in the shelters, we're suffering, said Abdul Nate, who arrived 3 months ago and is from Guinea. Speaking in French, he added, "We're here to reclaim our rights." Gowanus migrant shelter allowed to open with outdated fire inspection. The fire alarm system in a new 400-bed migrant shelter next to Brooklyn's Gowanus Canal that's housing migrants is not currently up to fire code, but the FDNY okayed opening it because the provider agreed to put a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week fire watch guard in place. Officials granted a temporary certificate of occupancy on the basis that the operator would put in a round-the-clock fire watch guard. But the company in charge of security at the site is being investigated elsewhere for billing the city for fire guards who were never there. Many migrant children evicted from shelters also left school. Nearly 1 in 5 children evicted from New York City migrant shelters are no longer enrolled in the same schools, potentially disrupting the education of over 1,000 students, according to data shared with the City Council. The findings, which run through early last month, offer an early look at the educational impact of Mayor Eric Adams' 60-day shelter limits. He says the policy is necessary to make space in the city's strained shelter system and encourage migrants to move out on their own. The data provided by the administration paints a disheartening picture. Over 1,000 children have had their education disrupted because of the cruel 60-day eviction rule for families in shelter. Deputy Speaker Diana Ayala, D. Manhattan/Bronx, chair of the Committee on General Welfare, and said a statement. Level 1 incidents in migrant waiting rooms detail fights, freezing, and frustrations. Dozens of internal reports from what had been the city's main daytime and evening waiting rooms, which thousands of migrants passed through while waiting for a shelter placement, show people freezing, fighting, and pushed to the brink. The incidents described are all dubbed Level 1, the most serious, and could include weapons, violence or threats, injuries where someone was taken to the hospital, or cases where 911 was called, according to Internal Office of Emergency Management guidance. Many of the documents detail incidents like stolen phones and fights that could have happened at any of the city's hundreds of shelters, but around 24 incidents point to unique issues in the ad hoc and ever-changing separate system for migrants, in which people wait days or weeks with limited access to food and no showers for a new shelter placement. In other news, DOS suspends visa services in Haiti. The U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, has suspended routine visa services in Haiti. DOS provided information on how individuals can request their case be transferred to a new embassy or consulate, how to submit expedited requests, and how inter-country adoption processes have been affected. ALA has previously urged the Biden administration to offer safety to Haitians, with AILA President Ben Johnson stating, "Given the violence and instability facing Haiti, AILA urges the Biden administration to take immediate and urgent action to provide relief to impacted Haitians using all of the tools in the executive branch's toolbox." Dubious claims about voting flyers at a migrant camp show how the border is inflaming U.S. politics. The Heritage Foundation, one of the leading anti-immigrant groups and the hardliners behind the extremist Project 2025, began tweeting breaking and critical alerts about an obviously falsified flyer allegedly given by a Jewish immigrant relief organization to migrants crossing the border into the U.S. from Mexico, urging them to vote for President Biden. But the flyer is so transparently fictional that even the border hawks at Fox News, including Bill Melligan, dismissed it as suspect. That did not prevent at least 3 members of Congress from holding up the falsified flyer as evidence of a conspiracy by elites, including Jews, to rig the upcoming election against Republicans by allowing people to vote illegally. Finally, Homeland Security Investigations, HIS, seeks to distance itself from ICE. The Washington Post reports that the investigative arm of DHS is launching a new effort to distance itself from ICE, its parent agency, because officials say the contentious politics of immigration enforcement have undercut its efforts to combat transnational crime. The makeover partly aims to appease senior HSI agents who have sought a breakaway because so many major U.S. cities have adopted policies limiting cooperation with ICE. It would take an act of Congress to make HSI a fully independent agency within DHS, however, so the relaunch amounts to a compromise. Thank you.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa and Associates. For consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Welcome back. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions, we've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Welcome everyone. We are joined today by Ashley Dawkins, immigration paralegal at the international law firm of Figueroa and Associates. How are you today, Ms. Dawkins?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Today we're going to be discussing the visitor's visa. What is the visitor's visa?
A visitor's visa to the United States is available for individuals who want to enter the country temporarily for specific purposes.
What are the main categories that one can apply for?
Here are the main categories. B1 visa, business. Individuals coming from business-related activities such as meetings, conferences, or negotiations. And some examples of this include attending a business conference, consulting with clients, or exploring investment opportunities. There is the B2 visa category, which is for tourism and pleasure. Individuals visiting for tourism, vacations, medical treatment, or social events. And this could include sightseeing, visiting families or friends, receiving medical treatment, or attending cultural events. There is the combination B1, B2 visa, which allows for a combination of business and tourism purposes during the same trip. Applicants should note that there are restrictions on the visitor's visa. Visitor visas are not issued for birth tourism, which is traveling to give birth in the United States for citizenship purposes.
Can you please explain the application process?
The first step for the application process is completing the online non-immigrant visa application form DS-160 and submitting required documents. Next, schedule an interview at the U.S. Embassy or consulate. Afterwards, they will schedule an interview, which is required for most applicants. Wait times for interview appointments vary by location and visa category. Remember to consult the specific U.S. Embassy or consulate website for detailed instructions and eligibility requirements.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dawkins, for sharing with us this information. Remember, this is Ask the Lawyer. You have questions, we've got the answers. Call us at 855-768-8845 or schedule an appointment at www.askthelawyer.us. Thank you for joining us.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Are you interested in investing in real property, a home, or investment property in New York or other states? Then Equity Smart Realty Inc. can work with you. From potential returns to portfolio diversification, buying international property comes with its perks, but it's also a complex process, and there are tax matters to consider. Equity Smart Realty Inc. can help you purchase real estate in New York. We have the knowledge you need to simplify the process. Ready to discuss your options? Schedule a consultation on this matter, or start a business, or a branch of your business at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us, or call 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845.
Are you looking for a side hustle as an independent contractor? Are you looking to make extra cash and business opportunities? We have opportunities for graduates from our online Chambers Paralegal program to work with lawyers and other legal professionals in New York State or persons with similar qualifications. We also have opportunities for other chamber businesses in graphic arts and design, creating and updating websites in WordPress, the most popular platform, and other platforms, social media experts in the various platforms, and database experts. There is also a high demand for voiceovers, audio, and video podcast editing in the marketing field, journalists, and other professionals in the services industry who can work in the virtual world for U.S. businesses. Send your resume and a cover letter explaining why you or your business is the right fit for these partnerships to info@myiqinc.com. That's info@myiqinc.com.
You are listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. Good day. This is Ashley Dawkins, immigration paralegal at the international law firm of Figaro & Associates. I have been deported. Can I return to the United States? Returning to the U.S. after deportation is a challenging process, but it's not impossible. Here are some key points. A. Deportation grounds. People are deported for various reasons, including entering the United States without permission, B. Violating immigration status terms, C. Criminal offenses leading to deportability, and D. Security-related concerns. Things to consider are A. The inadmissibility period. After deportation, individuals are inadmissible for a specified period. The length of inadmissibility depends on the reasons for removal, the number of removals, and whether they are left voluntarily or after removal hearings. Some grounds of removal allow for waivers, except security-related grounds. Waivers may reduce the waiting period for re-entry, and severity of removal grounds affect waiver approval likelihood. How to get back. Form I-212 application. Individuals seeking re-entry file Form I-212 to request permission. USCIS then reviews the application and grants permission if eligible. Please note that U.S. citizens cannot be legally deported. They can return to the U.S. at any time. How to prove that you're a U.S. citizen? Determining your U.S. citizenship depends on various factors. Here are some scenarios to consider. Were you born in the U.S.? If you were born in the U.S., your birth certificate issued in the United States is proof of your citizenship. Do you have grandparents or parents born in the United States? You may be a U.S. citizen if one of your parents or grandparents was born in the United States or its territories. Additionally, if one or both of your parents became a naturalized U.S. citizen before your 18th birthday, you may also be a U.S. citizen. Naturalization. If you're a lawful permanent resident, a green card holder, you can apply for naturalization after meeting specific requirements established by Congress in the Immigration and Nationality Act. Always remember to consult a legal professional. For personalized guidance, consult with the immigration attorney or visit the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services website for detailed information. If you have been dipped and dissed and want to come back to the United States, or if you want to prevent being dipped, call us at 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Or schedule an appointment with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got the answers. You are listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Do you have a legal issue, question, or concern? Turn to Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us. You can also register for our paralegal program, get legal news, business consults, or other information on educational issues. Yes, Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got answers. For a consultation or to refer a client, visit www.askthelawyer.us. Again, www.askthelawyer.us.
Are you interested in investing in real property, a home, or investment property in New York or other states? Then Equity Smart Realty Inc. can work with you. From potential returns to portfolio diversification, buying international property comes with its perks, but it's also a complex process, and there are tax matters to consider. Equity Smart Realty Inc. can help you purchase real estate in New York. We have the knowledge you need to simplify the process. Ready to discuss your options? Schedule a consultation on this matter, or start a business, or a branch of your business at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us, or call 855-768-8845. Again, 855-768-8845.
Welcome back. This is Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Welcome to America, How to Get a Green Card, an Ask the Lawyer International Edition segment with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. Are you planning to migrate to the U.S.? Do you have family in the U.S.? In this segment, learn about the consequences of entering the U.S. with or without inspection, unlawful presence, family, faith-based, and fiancé petitions, the impact of fraudulent visas when applying for a green card, and more. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.
Yes, this is Ask the Lawyer. You have questions? We've got the answers. Whatever your legal issues or concerns, call us right now. The number to call, the number to share, and the number to keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845, or you can visit us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. And right now we're going to be talking about common issues that Mr. Figueroa experiences during immigration consultations. Mr. Figueroa is widely regarded as New York's #1 immigration attorney. He has over 25 years, that's a quarter of a century experience, practicing immigration law, and he sees some common underlying factors when persons come in for immigration consultations, and he's going to discuss that right now. Mr. Figueroa?
Yes, Ms. Phillip, it's great to be here in the studio with you. As you said, there are a lot of common issues that immigrants feel when they immigrate to the United States of America. Currently, we have a lot of people coming across the border from the Caribbean, Africa, Latin America. People are fleeing their own homelands because of economic issues, political issues, and those issues obviously are continuous. It's not just now. This issue has been an issue of the past. So 25, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we had a lot of people leaving Western Europe, coming to the United States, seeking asylum, seeking a new living in America. Now, most of those people may come from China, they may come from the Caribbean, Africa, Latin America. So the immigration crisis, quote unquote, the crisis is really how do we treat immigrants in the U.S. that are no longer white Western Europeans, but other peoples. America, it is projected by the year 2050, the minorities will make up the majorities. Latinos will be the #1 minority, followed by Asians, followed by African Americans, people, black people, making up almost 51 to 52% of the U.S. population. The other issue that we face where asylum issues, immigration issues is concerned is the fact that when people come here, they may not have a legitimate claim for asylum, 1. 2, there's a backlog in the system, which means that it takes too long for people who come here seeking asylum to receive a work permit and a Social Security card. And if that was done as expeditiously as possible, and if those trials, those hearings were done expeditiously, it means that obviously these people could either integrate quickly, or those who don't qualify for political asylum will be ordered deported. For those people who come here legally, and what you mean is they have a visa. So before Venezuelans were coming across the border, many Venezuelans, for example, were coming here on their visitor's visa, the B1, B2 visas, and they would apply for political asylum, they would apply for TPS, temporary protected status, And that kind of alleviated the problem. But those were people who obviously had resources from their home country and were not required to actually take that long walk over the Americas to come to the U.S. Some of those people have relatives here already that will integrate them into their household because families were torn apart. Others were not. They were first-time, applicants. There are many nonprofit organizations here in New York City and all over the U.S. that work with people seeking political asylum. But again, as I said, getting that work permit and social is the big issue. The Biden administration with the Trump to-be administration never really addressed these issues because it was a big political issue in Congress, so there was no political consensus, and still there isn't. So not only do we have a crisis at the border, we have a crisis in government. But the bigger problem is the crisis in government, and hopefully the presidential elections in 2024 here in the U.S. will resolve those issues. Other immigration issues that we have is very basic. When you come to the U.S. Legally and you remain here beyond the time that you were given, so when you come here, for example, on a visitor's visa, they normally give you 6 months, 3 to 6 months. If you overstay that time by a day, your visa is canceled, yes, by law. If you overstay by 6 months, and you leave the U.S. and try to return, you'll be subject to a 3-year bar. If you come to the U.S. and you overstay by 1 year, and you leave the U.S. and try to return, you're going to be subject to a 10-year bar. So most people, when they understand that legal entry is no longer valid, obviously, after a day overstaying, they try to obviously move from one status to another. Within a year, if they needed political asylum, you have to file within a year of your entry in the U.S. for political asylum. After that, obviously, you're not eligible to file for political asylum if you came legally and didn't do it within a year of entering the U.S. For those who don't take that part or qualify for TPS from the various countries, that there are TPS programs, and hopefully those deadlines will not pass, then the only path to legalization is through the immediate relative category. That is, if you're married to a U.S. citizen and your spouse is petitioning for you, if you're under 21 and your parents, U.S. citizens, are petitioning for you, or if you're a child petitioning for a parent. As long as you came to the U.S. legally in any of these categories, i.e. not across the border, then the immediate relative category is available to you. Ms. Phillip?
Yes, Mr. Figueroa. And what about persons who come here to the U.S., they legalize and they have, family back home, and they don't take the necessary steps, or as soon as they're able to get their kids to come to America to live with them?
Right, so basically, those are extended family, not immediate relatives. Those are brother-sister petitions or petitions for children that may be married, petition for parents that are overseas, which is the immediate relative category, but the parents may not be in the U.S. And then they have the issue of, people who have children, someone petitioned for them, a family member, and their children age out, meaning they are past 21 and they no longer qualify to get that green card from the original petition. In those situations, obviously, understanding the various deadlines, and you get that through the Visa Bulletin Board with USCIS. It tells you the various categories in terms of how long it will take, and obviously a family member petitioning for you doesn't mean that you start selling your home or getting ready to leave the country that you live in, because there are backlogs in those areas also. So, for example, brother-sister petitions, most countries it takes about 12 years. If you're from China, if you're from the Philippines, it's 25 years. Yes, brother-sister petitions, 25 years or 12 years. But it depends on where in the world you live. Why? Because quotas are allocated to different countries. So the whole process of understanding priority dates, understanding how long these petitions take, a alerted counsel need to be guiding their clients as to what their families can and cannot do in terms of those petitions that have been done for them. Ms. Phillip?
Thank you so much, Mr. Figaro. Remember, this is Ask the Lawyer. You have questions, we've got the answers. The number to call, the number to share, and the number to keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Or you can visit us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Welcome back. This is Ask the Lawyer International Edition. You have questions, we've got the answers. Schedule an appointment now at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us.
Once upon a time, a man named Javier lived in the bustling city of New York. He arrived in the United States 2 decades ago, full of dreams and hopes for a better future. However, his journey was fraught with challenges as he navigated life as an undocumented immigrant. For 20 long years, Javier toiled away in the shadows, working multiple jobs to make ends meet. He lived in constant fear of being discovered and deported, always looking over his shoulder as he went about his daily life. Despite the hardships, he remained resilient, believing that his fortunes would change one day. One fateful day, Javier heard about an opportunity to apply for a green card through a special immigration program. With trembling hands and a heart full of anticipation, he gathered all the necessary documents and submitted his application. The waiting period felt like an eternity as he anxiously awaited a response. Months passed and Javier continued living in limbo, unsure of the future. Then, one ordinary afternoon, an envelope arrived in the mail. Javier tore it open with trembling hands to reveal the news he had been desperately hoping for. His application for a green card had been approved. Tears of joy streamed down Javier's face as he realized that after 2 decades of uncertainty, he finally had a path to legal residency in the country he now called home. With his green card in hand, Javier no longer had to live in fear of deportation. He could work freely, travel without restrictions, and build a future for himself and his family. Javier embraced his newfound status with gratitude and determination from that day forward. He worked hard, pursued his dreams, and became an active community member. Though the journey had been long and arduous, Javier's perseverance finally paid off, proving that with hope and resilience, even the most daunting obstacles can be overcome. The United States remains a beacon of opportunity and promise for millions worldwide. One of the most sought-after pathways to realizing the American dream is obtaining a green card, which grants lawful permanent residence in the country. However, amidst the complexities of immigration law and the multitude of applicants, one may wonder, is there a secret formula to successfully securing a green card? While there's no magical shortcut or hidden code to guaranteeing a green card, understanding the process and navigating it effectively can significantly increase one's chances of success. Here are some key factors to consider. Eligibility criteria. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, offers various pathways to obtaining a green card, including family sponsorship, employment-based petitions, refugee or asylum status, the diversity lottery program, and more. Each category has its own specific requirements and eligibility criteria. Understanding which category aligns with your circumstances is crucial. Documentation and application. The green card application process involves a substantial amount of paperwork and documentation. Each piece of information, from birth certificates to financial records, plays a critical role in demonstrating eligibility. Ensuring all documentation is accurate, complete, and submitted in a timely manner is essential. Navigating immigration laws. Immigration laws are complex and subject to change. Keeping abreast of the latest regulations and requirements can be challenging. Seeking guidance from immigration attorneys or accredited representatives can provide invaluable assistance in understanding the legal landscape and navigating potential pitfalls. Patience and perseverance. Securing a green card is often lengthy and arduous. Navigating the bureaucratic hurdles and enduring the waiting periods requires patience and perseverance. Being mentally prepared for the long haul is essential. Employment and sponsorship. Employment sponsorship is a primary pathway for many individuals to obtain a green card. Building a solid case for employment-based immigration involves securing a job offer from a U.S. employer willing to sponsor your application. Demonstrating your qualifications, skills, and contributions to the U.S. economy can strengthen your case. Diversity Visa Lottery. The Diversity Visa (DV) Lottery, also known as the Green Card Lottery, provides a unique opportunity for individuals from countries with historically low immigration rates to the United States. Participating in the DV lottery requires meeting specific eligibility criteria and submitting an application during the designated registration period. Family sponsorship. For those with close family members who are U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents, family sponsorship offers a pathway to obtaining a green card. However, the process can vary depending on the familial relationship and the sponsor's status. Legal guidance. In conclusion, while there's no secret formula to guaranteeing the green card, understanding the process, fulfilling eligibility requirements, and navigating immigration laws effectively are key steps toward achieving lawful permanent residence in the United States. By being informed, proactive, and persistent, individuals can enhance their prospects of realizing their American dream. While navigating the green card process independently is possible, seeking professional assistance can streamline the process and increase the likelihood of success. Immigration law is complex and dynamic. Let the experienced over a quarter of a century and knowledgeable international law firm of Figaro and Associates handle our immigration matter. The lawyer you hire does make a difference. To schedule an appointment, call 855-768-8845 or visit www.askthelawyer.uf.
Get on the path to success. Join the fastest growing industry. Become a paralegal. The rise in popularity of online education programs means that it is easier than ever to find the right one for you. Deciding on the best paralegal online program requires research and time. By weeding out the level mills and substandard institutions, you can earn a quality certificate at an affordable price. When researching online paralegal programs, you will want to consider several factors. Cost and institution reputation are the most important. With this in mind, one program rises above the rest. The Chamber Coalition, which comprises the New American Chamber of Commerce, NACC, the African American International Chamber of Commerce, AAICC, and the Hispanic American International Chamber of Commerce, HAICC, offers the best online paralegal studies program. The competitive tuition rate, coupled with the impeccable reputation of the coalition, makes this an obvious choice for anyone serious about their education. This is a program of the highest standard. Additional certificates include LexisNexis and Clio. We also use Cali, which is what is used in law schools. What are the requirements? To be admitted to the Chamber's Paralegal Certificate Program, you must be at least 18 years old, read and write English at a proficiency level, have strong computer skills, and have a high school diploma. If these qualifications fit you, you can continue the admission process. Applications are accepted online anytime during the year. A mandatory orientation describes your upcoming classes, guidelines, and expectations. The tuition for this respected program is very competitive with other online paralegal degrees. It costs less than $1,000 for the entire program. The average student can finish the program in anywhere from 6 to 12 months. Books are extra and will run around a few $100s for everything. If you want the best paralegal online program at the best price, the Chamber Coalition Paralegal Certificate Program is the answer. The program is excellent for aspiring and current paralegals, individuals who plan to attend law school, community advocates, persons who want to understand the law and their rights, and prospective political candidates. Is being a paralegal worth it? Yes. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects a 10% job growth between now and 2029. The median salary nationwide in 2019 was $51,740, and the average mean wage was $61,810. It truly is a prestigious and significant profession. Simply put, paralegals help people. They help their employers be more efficient in their jobs, increase a firm's revenue and productivity, and help the clients. A career as a paralegal can be rewarding professionally and personally, and offers a unique opportunity to help others. Options vary depending on the paralegal's practice area. New York is the state with the second largest employment of paralegals and legal assistants in the country, given New York City's occasional designation as the capital of the world and close proximity to Washington, D.C., the hub of federal government and law. As one of the biggest global hubs of finance, media, and culture, jobs in the legal realm are bound to follow. Most states do not have any certification or licensure requirements to be a paralegal, and New York is no exception. By graduating from this program, you can market yourself as a virtual paralegal for attorneys and law firms in New York State. There is a one-time fee of $550. Are you excited to learn more? Register for an orientation at www.freeparalegal.org. That's www.freeparalegal.org.
Do you want to be a paralegal? Or are you planning to go to law school? Our Chamber Coalition's online paralegal program is the right program to get you started. Some of the areas of law include contracts, property law, tort liability, civil procedure, constitutional law, immigration, civil rights, estate planning, wills and trusts, and matrimonial, plus legal research and writing, legal marketing, and small business. We also use Cali, which is used in law schools, and you get extra certificates from Clio and LexisNexis. By graduating from this program, you can market yourself as a virtual paralegal for attorneys and law firms in New York State. There is a one-time fee of $550. Are you excited to learn more? Register for an orientation at www.freeparalegal.org. That's www.freeparalegal.org.
The next orientation begins on Wednesday, May 1 at 6 p.m. via Zoom.
Thank you for listening to Ask the Lawyer International Edition with attorney Brian Figueroa of the law firm Figueroa and Associates in New York. We hope you enjoyed the show, which featured immigration visitors visa, starting and doing business in New York, entertainment and business visas, religious visas, and much more. Whether you are outside the U.S. or have family in New York, the number to call, share, and keep is 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. Please schedule a consultation with us at www.askthelawyer.us. That's www.askthelawyer.us. This is Ask the Lawyer, International Edition. You have questions? We've got the answers.